This week, David gets an insane bill. Jamma thinks you're not a proper trucker, and I want to kick someone in the face. So, let's strap down, let's strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
The thing about a lot of these weight stuff, which I don't get, so most of the world is like, we use kilograms. Because everyone was like, yeah, kilograms works. America, it's like pounds. And it's such an inefficient way of... But then you have weight for liquids as well.
Ounces?
Don't you? Yeah.
So there's 2 ounces. There's the ounce in weight and the ounce in volume. And it's really confusing. It's really...
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But,
I just transfer everything into liters and kilos.
And it was annoying as well. As in, like, we have, like, you have a ton. We have a ton. You have a pint. We have a pint. They're not the same. Your pints are imperial, which is 20 ounces. Our pints are 16 ounces.
Wait. So a pint in America is more than a pint in America in England?
No, a pint in America is only 16 ounces.
Right.
But in Europe or in England, it's 20 ounces. Like,
we get more of a
you
pint.
get more liquid. Because when I first came over, I was like, I got a pint of whatever it was, and I was like, man, I drank that really quickly. Damn, okay. I'm like, and then I waited. Then I realized that, like, no, these aren't real pints. Well, are these our? You know what I mean?
Real pints.
I didn't think they were. It was just like it was a very strange thing. Like. When I went as well, just remembering the very first time I went to America, they took me to a pool hall, and the pockets were like twice the size over here. They're huge. Like, I was in England or in Ireland, or tables are small. They're normal size to you, but to me now they're tiny.
But is it not billiards in America?
No, they're not. It's pool. It's also called American pool, but we just call it pool. But if you were playing the pool over in England, Ireland, we call it American pool. American pool have bigger balls and have wider pockets. So but I struggle to play pool back in Ireland now because I've just been...
I feel like this is a very American thing for them to say, we need bigger balls. We have to have bigger balls than
I was
British.
wondering when that joke would pop up.
There you go. It pops up. By the way, we do have Jamma here. He's now behind me. He's here.
I'll be honest with you, I'm just waking up from all the measurement talks. It's really boring, mate, honestly.
But is it not? But the thing is, England, I think, is the worst one. Because why is it everything's measured in meters, except for when you do your height?
Centimeters? You guys use centimeters, don't you?
Yeah, but not when you measure in height. You do that in feet.
We're getting back into the maths test.
Oh, my God. Can you mute him back there? Wait till you start talking about your training. Let's see how interesting
Actually, we're going to do the exact same thing.
Tomato, mate. Tomato. It's all about size.
But
should we do introductions?
You might as well.
Yeah. Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom. That is Jamma. Unless you can't see him and you're listening, then I'm just pointing.
Hello.
To him. And we have David. Hello, David.
Hello again.
We don't have Chloe this week, though.
Oh, no Chloe.
No, she's lost.
Lost.
Yeah, I tried to find her.
But don't you guys live really far away from each other? Didn't she live in the south?
Yeah, that's why I lost her.
There you go.
See? When you think about it, it all makes sense. Mm-hmm. All makes sense.
We have a thing over here among our family where if you don't look very hard for something, you're only looking at the surface, you don't turn anything upside down. We call it a crystal look. And it's actually went ahead and it has been. They use it down in California now too. So it's kind of a funny thing. I made that up one time because I would always find stuff that she was looking for because she didn't look very hard. So I kind of coined it a crystal look. So there you go. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I feel like someone's getting in trouble after this podcast.
To be fair, I actually get what he's saying because me and my daughter Georgia were the same. We don't look. We'd never look inside. We just look on top, and the missus will always get mad and
Mhm.
always say, "Oh right, it's a Jermaine look, is it? Right, okay. Now let me look properly, and there it is straight away." It's a lazy look, ain't it?
But
I don't know who
sometimes,
that person is in our relationship with me and Kel.
oh yeah,
Who's the better looker? That's, I mean that in a
yeah. There's the better looking, and there's the better
verb.
looker.
I mean, obviously we know which way that flat. It's not me, let's be honest, but we don't know the better actual looker.
But how about
Kel.
when something's right in front of
Who's
you,
the best at looking for things?
you know,
Yeah.
and
Who's
it's
the best at looking for
right
things?
there, you just can't see it, you
It's
know,
me.
and sometimes you just
Can't
got to
see
look
it
from
for
a different
looking.
angle. I know.
Can't see it for looking.
Is it you or does someone in your house do what's called hiding? That's
don't know
where
what
they
that means.
tidy, but
Mhm.
they're actually just hiding things to make it look.
It's called
Oh,
gaslighting, isn't it?
No. This is like, it's basically what you're doing is like, rather than actually tidying stuff away, you just shove stuff into drawers or into a
I'm
basket.
that
somewhere.
guy.
And it
I'm the
looks
hidier,
like
I'd
it's
say.
tidy, but it's not.
Look under your sofa. I'm sure one of us.
Oh, no,
Ideas.
it's Kale's like she just shoves stuff in drawers, and it's just fucking there we are. We've
All under the rug like a mountain.
My
Yeah.
wife
No one's
has
gonna
known
notice that.
to never look for something. Just ask me, because chances are it's not where you should think it should be. I've got so many different junk drawers, like ridiculous amount. You know, they're all over the house. These drawers where just stuff goes into, and usually I know where they are, but chances are it's in one of those drawers. But like seriously, there's like a lot of drawers where there's just junk. I'm trying so hard to organize. I got see-through tubs now. All right, so that way I don't have to actually open anything. I know I kind of know where it is. Okay, so it should be over here. You know, actually, I just discovered where, like, you know what? I've got a lot of stuff that has sticky stuff like glue,
I'm
sellotape.
glad you said that.
You know, so I was like, you know, how about I have one drawer that's all, you know, adhesive stuff. You know, that has a little bit of adhesive. That way I know to go to that drawer. But there's sellotape in every single one of the junk drawers. There is super glue in every single one of those junk drawers, you know, and other stuff, you know, tape or whatever, are all different. These bloody pads, these need to go in too. This just happens to be in my hand right now. I don't know where I picked it up, but it's in my hand. And I'm
Well,
fiddling around with it.
Jamma, you should recognise what that is.
Is it 3M sticky tape?
Yeah.
No,
3M
but
sticky.
specifically, look at the shape of it. That is the base of a GoPro.
What
That is
it
the
is?
base of a curved GoPro mount.
just
A
really
curved,
like it's just in his
exactly,
hand.
a curved mount, not the
Because
square.
the flat one has got more. It's more of an
More
oval
round,
shape.
got
if you
rounded
remember, yeah.
edges. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Only
like
a true,
just putting it in
only
his
a
hand.
true
Understand.
YouTuber knows that.
I used
anyway.
to have. I had a box. Actually, speaking of like the hiding away, I had a box with all my cameras in there. I had like rows of all the different types of sticky pads so I could put them onto stuff. I always had like extra sticky pads. I always made sure I got the 3M ones.
Mm-hmm.
Kale's like, she says to me, "Oh, can I use that box to store some sea glass?" I said, "Well, yeah, we'll get something else to put the other stuff in there, and you can store it." By the time I got home, all of my stuff had just been tipped in a drawer, and all of the sea glass had been put in. This is not what we said. This is not what we said.
It's what she heard, though. There's a difference, you know. But yeah. So yeah, anything else happened this week for you guys?
No, I believe you've some paper. I'm interested.
Oh, so now some of you guys may have heard that my son, my 2-year-old, got into a bit of an accident at home. Jamma, did you hear about that?
No.
No, he will need this explaining too.
Okay, so people who haven't heard, or people who didn't actually wait till the very end, because I actually didn't tell the story till the end of the podcast. And as you all know, not everybody gets to the end of a podcast. But
some people have their tea made for them right at that point as well. But we won't talk about that because David got angry with me.
What with the with the food?
The tea and
Oh, the tea. So in my house, so you have a 1 story, which is a bungalow. 2 story is a 2 story. Our house is like in between that. It's like a 1.5, but because we have a half basement, which means half the bottom floor is actually underground. Okay, I think this is actually important because of the the height. My son fell out of the top window of our house and landed face first into the grassy dirt area, and he's fine. No broken bones, no nothing, just a kind of some messed up teeth a little bit and a couple of scratches. He's fine. All right. It was very scary. Like the scariest. I've scared. I've never been so scared in my life, and I was all the way across town. I raced home. I broke a lot of laws. I actually went through some red lights, and I just needed to get home. But so
Right, just quickly, David.
yes,
This was obviously, and we are so sorry for what happened. It was terrible.
God, where's the
really
but?
glad that your son is.
There is a but.
But can we make his hospital bill into a game where we guess the price?
Absolutely.
Higher or lower? Higher or lower?
Oh,
I mean, if your son's going to get injured, we may as well make content out of it.
Yeah.
It's the YouTube way.
A little bit like The Price is Right.
Right, so I'm guessing there's a total on there. Are we going to go for the total first? As you know, should we do the total last?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do
Unless
the
we
total.
get it. Unless we guess it.
No,
Okay.
we'll do the total last, right? So if you read an item on there, we have to guess and see how close we get to the item on it.
Okay, so now some of them I did Google what a lot of these mean. All right, because a lot of it went like, what the hell is complete CBC automated?
CBC, it's a central.
Cognitive behavioural.
Okay, so
Blood panel.
blood playing. All right, how much did that? How much did that?
Wait, why did you have to have a blood panel if you fell out
I don't
of a
know.
window?
They did everything they could possibly do just to make sure and cover their tracks.
I'm going to say that they are milking the shit out of that. That would have not happened on the NHS.
Mhm.
But anyways,
panel.
so a blood panel. So they've taken bloods.
Yeah, just to make
it
sure
must be
what
like-
blood, maybe he needed a blood transfusion or something. You know what I mean? They just want to make sure what blood he has.
Right.
You
The
know,
thing is,
so-
though,
okay.
did he actually lose any blood?
$100,
By the
I'm
way,
gonna say.
If
Yeah.
we're gonna have this conversation for everything, and this is the that's how much this is the item.
We'll just go through some of the highlights, I think.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So
And again,
I'm going to say $100. What are you going to say, Jamma?
I'm going to say a little bit more rather than the money. How many? What was the literage of that blood?
oh my
So I
God.
can
He's only
work
a
it
small
out.
child. Besides,
Well, I want to know what I'm being charged because, like fuel.
They don't do liters.
No, but hold
They'd
up,
be
like
filling with
fuel.
ounces of blood.
If you're getting diesel, it's £1.44 a litre or whatever it is, right? So I want to know what it is for that blood. What are they charging?
I don't know
I
his
don't
blood
think
type.
they've got like a.
That would
proper
be
little
interesting.
hose.
We actually probably should be able to know his blood type now. It's a tiny little vial. Again, you're only getting a little.
Okay,
bit.
I'm going to say $800.
Huh?
Okay.
$800.
No, well, this was
800.
only 90. Okay, so that was.
Yes.
No,
90.
okay, so
I was
that
closer
wasn't
to
much.
100.
All right. Assay of lipase. That would be
What?
lipase. LIPASE. So an assay of what? See, that's the thing. I don't even know what that is. I feel like my wife should be right next to me here. Oh yeah, you know what? Okay,
It's more blood work.
more blood work.
There's
Okay,
more blood.
and
So
you know what?
So this should all be
This-
amalgamated into that $1,800 that I said.
would
It's all
think.
blood related.
Maybe.
Like
But-
$20.
Okay, well,
they've pretty much done the work.
More blood work.
all right. I'm gonna. Okay, it was 241. All right for that.
241, but they've
yeah.
already done the work with the previous one.
They just wanted to add more.
An injection of midazolam. All right, wherever the fuck that is. That was just I'm not gonna have the whole guessing game. I'm sorry. This is just it's just gonna take forever to go through these things. All right. Again, that was $25. What does assay mean? ASSAY. Is that like short for something? Because I'm sure they use a lot of abbreviations here on this one.
Yeah, and I feel
I
like
think
they
it's a
do
lot of
it just
made-up
to
words.
confuse you.
Yeah.
Just
Anyway,
making up
that
words
was
at this point to charge.
a spec. What, SPEC. God, they use it. But anyway, that was something to do with breathing, and that was $342.
Oxygen.
All right.
They've charged him for
Um,
oxygen.
Where I'm going to let you guess though is the total. So that's what we're going to. Okay. So testing. Essay means testing. Why couldn't you just put down test? Jesus Christ.
It's the total.
There was
say
an
Jesus?
injection of something. Jesus fucking Christ. This is ridiculous. I
I'm
don't
going to
even fucking
say
know.
$2,000. It was
For
in
what?
and out. They did some bloods and like the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm going to go more than that.
There was a spine check. All right. So where's a CT scan? That was $1,200. Some blood,
Stop
more
being
blood,
laughed
more
at
blood
about my
typing,
answer by your
serology
missus.
or something. That was $100. blood typing again, but another one was $180. CT head brain scan with dye and all that. That was $1,000. And
Oh wow, so not
3D
2,000.
3D rendering of some stuff and all that. That was $866. X-ray chest one view, $400. X-ray neck spine, $325. Now the big one, the big one is the emergency department visit. All right, that's just getting into the emergency room. Okay, that's where you get to take a guess. Now, that, again, everything that's not everything added up. That is basically. Hold on, let's make sure. Yeah. So, how
So
much
the visit,
do you
well,
think?
I'm going to say $4,000 for the visit.
All right,
5,
Jamma, you
6.
get to take a guess too.
$5,600.
All right.
5,600.
All right. Even if you added yours together and then doubled it, it still wouldn't be.
Hold up, right?
What? This is
I'm
just
confused now.
This is only one line.
No, listen.
Yeah.
That kid's fell less than 4 feet,
He didn't fall
and
for
yet
less than
they've
4 feet.
overreacted.
No, he did
He-
not fall 4
Oh, how
feet.
far was it then? Because you said like a bungalow type. So obviously the
No,
No,
basement's
so
no,
below.
it's a
right.
two. I have a two. Tom actually interrupted me before I could really get into the to tell you exactly what the height was. All right, so we have a 2-story, but the bottom half of the story, the bottom half of the ground floor is underground. So the top floor he fell out of. Okay, so
Right.
we're looking at around 12 feet, and he landed on his
Yeah.
face. And again, so
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I
so-
was thinking like just out of like a living room window onto the grass outside.
This
kind
was
of
this was a huge deal. So
Oh.
I got the phone call when I was across town, and from my wife, and I'm like maybe 20 minutes away, and I didn't actually understand exactly what happened because it was a quick phone call. I didn't hear everything that she said perfectly, so I like it's a broken window. Oh, he fell through it. I thought that there was glass involved and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
gonna
know
think the
it
worst,
was.
didn't you?
I didn't know it was because our living area and kitchen and all that is actually on the top floor. So it was like so I just didn't know. And then I actually saw. I remember that while I was driving home, I see that I have a camera in that room and that I can live stream. So I turn on the live stream and I see like 2 EMT people, ambulance people, or whatever you want to call it, EMTs, yeah, and
EMT,
like
yeah.
and then 4 firefighters, so 4 fire brigade people, whatever they're called, in there, and he's being strapped to a stretcher. I'm like, fuck, and then I was like, what happened? I'm like, so I kind of panned over to the left to look at the window just to see, and I see that there's a firefighter putting in the screen, the bug screen that we have. He's putting in that bug screen. So I knew everything then. Okay, my kid fell through the window and he fell on his face. Okay, now I know exactly what's going on, and I'm freaking out. I'm speeding. And like, of course, I get a call from one of them because now my wife's already gone. She's in the ambulance, and the guy basically said, "I'm like, all right, hey, by the way, this is a firefighter, blah blah blah, and we're going to be hanging here with your kid for a while. It's okay. Take your time. Don't go rushing home. There's nothing right now that you can do. So I did slow down a little bit, by I don't know, 40 miles an hour, I suppose.
Still though, man. You're a dad. You're in panic mode.
But yeah. Anyway, so
Awful.
he is fine. He does have a dead front tooth. Whatever. It's fine. He's
That's
great.
why they go different colour, isn't it? They go like a grey colour.
Yeah, he's got a little gray going on there, But baby tooth, he'll be absolutely fine. He won't remember it, So the only scarring that's happening is our memory of it. So everything's great.
Yeah.
But so the total amount, of our bill.
I'm saying.
So the total amount was $28,227.91. Now
That's close. I said 25.
now.
Close.
What's a really sucky thing about the insurance companies and all that kind of stuff over here now, right, is that that's what they build. Okay, now my insurance, they're like, yeah, we ain't paying all that. Fuck off. We'll pay $24,619, so 24,000. So again, it's still quite a lot. But then again, it looks down here that the 24,619. This is the amount you saved. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. Pardon me. Fuck, it's so confusing. But anyway, we only paid $250. That's it.
Perfect.
So
we
does your
don't know.
insurance go up?
Oh, I don't think so. No, it doesn't. No, it does not go up. So, so yeah. Now we
That's what your
don't know what the
petrol's
ambulance
for
bill
then.
is yet. We do not know what the ambulance bill is. This is just from the hospital, so I'm sure the ambulance bill was a lot more. And so yeah, and then I would like just to take our kid to the actual to the doctors a few days later. It was like $875, but we didn't get charged for that. I don't know why they show us how much they billed, because the insurance companies never pay that much because they negotiate and like, yeah, fuck off, you know. But if you don't have insurance, you got to pay that, and there is nobody to negotiate for you, you know. But sometimes they give you a cash
I
price.
guess
You
the
know,
insurance companies get the hospitals or want the hospitals to send that through to you because it makes your insurance worth it as far as they're aware.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also wanted
So
to know as well, out of curiosity though, before you crack on there, over here obviously we get the NHS, or you've got your private healthcare that you can pay into through work pensions or whatever. Over there in the States, when I went over there, I obviously had travel insurance or whatever when I was living in the States and through my dad living over there. How much do you pay for insurance at the moment for that healthcare? Is it a lot? Basically, what I'm trying to get at is, will we be better off over here with the privatised or the NHS? What works out better in your
it
opinion?
depends how much money you make. We get our insurance from my wife's work. My wife's work is she's got a really decent job. You know, she's very valued. They don't like a lot of turnover. So a lot, if you don't, you know, if they want to keep their employees, they give them as much benefits as they can possibly afford. You know, without.
Also, it's part of the benefit through the work. You get that health
Yeah.
insurance for your family. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So I don't have any because I had some when I worked for my company, when I worked full time, but it wasn't nowhere compared to my wife. So as soon as we got married, the first phone call I made was to cancel my insurance, because I don't want to be paying for that anymore, because it was pointless.
I was going to say, yeah, I had Bupa Healthcare, which was £2 a month through when I was working at Carillion, but they obviously went bankrupt. Don't know if you know Carillion. Big company over here. They used to work with the army and stuff like that, and Amy construction. I was on the BT OpenReach side, making sure that D-Slams had internet, fibre to cab, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they would give you that, but it's only big government jobs really that I was getting that private healthcare. So I was going to say, I reckon. Oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say, mate, to be fair. Just want to know what it was like between NHS and
Tom, if you're going to talk to him, don't talk to him with your head back like that. Just
That's fair.
talking
So
to the mic.
I was going to say, I've worked it out. I'm paying just over $2,500 a year for mine.
Mm-hmm.
What, for healthcare?
Yeah.
Are you private then, not NHS?
No, that's NHS.
How are you paying that? Is that through our taxes?
Yeah.
For the contributions that we make?
Yeah.
Because I never get to see the doctor. Every time I try and ring up, they've never got an appointment, ever. They say, ring up at 8 o'clock. You ring up at 8 o'clock. Sorry, all booked. Get nowhere. And I imagine that's the rest of the UK. When you're workers, you can't get an appointment. I've not been out.
Wait, so how do you... Wait, so you have to call up in the morning?
Yeah, you have to call up at 8 o'clock, but the phone lines are always full. And then when you finally do get through, you get some receptionist that don't
So how do you take a day off?
How
do you take a day off?
Well, you can't.
So how do you got to go and see the doctors?
This is it. You can take a day off, but you ain't getting in the doctors that same day. You know what I mean? You've got to wait.
Right. So what? So how do you know when you've got a doctor's appointment?
Well, you don't, do you? You have to ring up and hope for the best that they've got on a spot for you. And if they haven't, which
you call up in the morning at 8 o'clock, and book for that day.
So what our doctors do, they don't give you an appointment. They'll say they're overbooked, and then you then demand, say, hold up.
Do you not have the app?
I have the app, yeah. I have the online thing as well. I'll be honest with you, I'll get pretty short with them. I actually tell them, I say, hold up, mate, I'm working. I'm paying into the system I'm getting no benefit from. So I demand to see my doctor, whether face-to-face or a phone call. And then they say, well, I'll tell you what, we'll give you a call back on Wednesday, or fill out this triage form, write down everything that's going on with yourself, and then we'll get someone to call you. But that's because I stood my ground. Because I'm a worker. Surely you want me to be healthy, fit and working, paying taxes, than having time off not paying taxes. What do you want?
Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. So, like, all we do is we just go on the app and just...
Yeah, but hold on, that's a Cumbria thing. You've got about 4 people living here, mate.
We don't have 4 people living here.
You know what I mean? And 3 of those are sheep.
So, how is it there for, like comparing like for like? how do you get like a doctor's appointment out there? So I think you went to go take him to the doctors, did you, for like a one visit? Like, how did that work, David?
Oh shit! I still thought you were talking to him.
No.
Specsavers also do hearing aids.
I apologize, Tom. Sorry. Can you repeat the question?
So you had to get your son into the doctors.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work? Like, can you, like, how long do you have to wait?
I don't until there's an appointment available, which isn't that long. I think we had him in like 2 days or the next day. I can't remember exactly. But I'm sure my wife's going to tell us that now in a second. But now, you asked the question that I give you. When I say it was provided by first of all, $10,000 a year is what my wife pays for insurance. It is through her company though, so they get a huge discount.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is very good. Like if we were to get private insurance, what we have for our insurance, I don't even know how much we would pay. It would probably be like 25 grand, 30 grand to get that exact same insurance. If it was private, so she is paying, a lot for it. So,
so for normal appointments, she just says that they have to book, and she pays $10,000 a year, or
for the whole family.
Has for the whole family $10,000 a year. So
knows that much. Fuck.
Yeah, and she has to book a few weeks ahead
for like
a normal appointment.
Well, to get him in, I do believe he was in a couple of days later, or if not the next day. Because a lot of times, if they ever go to the emergency room, they want you in right away.
Well, but that wasn't a normal appointment. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
that's why
so
she says for normal appointments.
So $800 a month you're paying, and they're paying $1,400 a month.
So
it's a lot of money
for us here, and we're in. Where our doctors is one of like the local towns, so we're in Keswick, which is a bit of a trek away. So it's like a 20-minute drive. So it's not an end of the world thing, but so we have to go out there. And really, if we're booking there, it's like even for just a normal appointment, like not a non-emergency, just a regular normal appointment, you're looking at a couple of days, end of the week, worst case. It's not like I don't know if it's just like a north, like whatever our NHS area is. I don't know if it is like better than the national standard. I mean, like how if you go to the ER, how long does that normally do you have to sit there for?
Last time I was there for with my kid, he had a bit of he fell off the chair and he slit it underneath his mouth, and so there was blood. So a lot of people were, they were maybe let's get him in, maybe get him in a little quicker, because he is a child after all, But it depends. It depends how many people are there. Is the thing, you know what I mean? It just depends. How do you answer that on the middle of the night, or But
okay, fair enough. Like, but so what about for you, Jamma? How long does it take for an ER visit, or like
well, I can do one actually. My daughter had like a fracture. Well, it wasn't a fracture, but she thought she fractured her finger, so we just went in there for a quick checkup at our local hospital.
How old is she?
16.
Right. Okay.
Just like college. We went in to check it out, and honestly, we was there for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just for a quick, just from start to finish. That's X-ray, everything all done.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit too long.
It's about the same for us here.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. I mean, I'm not the greatest fan of the NHS at the minute. Can't speak about it realistically because obviously there's a lawsuit going on. But we lost my baby nephew, 4 months old, on New Year's Day, and they've already pleaded negligence. So.
Oh wow! I was unaware of this. Holy shit! We're in.
Yeah, solicitors are involved in everything. There's a reason why my baby nephew passed away, and it is they've held neglect. Yeah. So solicitors taking it over, but yeah, don't want to get into that because that's a totally different story, and you don't want to see me bawling on it.
I personally wouldn't know. No.
But yeah, my new name is at the minute for those guys is the Never Help Service.
I think, but
I know they help some people. I'm just going off my own personal opinions with
Yeah.
those people.
Yeah.
They do not help when we need them. My missus 3 weeks ago fell down. They've still not give her a moon boot or a crutch. We've had to go and buy her own crutch and stuff, and she's really badly hurt her leg. She's still at work. You know, she had to self-cert, like Craftsman said, you've got to do that. You can self-cert for 7 days. But after 3 days, she ended up going back, and she's on her feet because she works in a superstore, and she's on crutches, and she's in so much pain. She's been back for 5 different x-rays. Still no answer. And I'm just like, this is the way it is, Kay. There's nothing you can do about it. We're just going to have to get on with it, you know? So
I wonder, like, how your what is it? It's trust, isn't it? How your trust actually rates.
my trust has disappeared. Even when she got back from the hospital that night, she was in pain on the floor.
No.
Oh.
I'm not saying as in not your trust, as in like your trust in that, as in it's called an NHS trust. Like if that's your area. So we're part of Cumberland's trust.
Yeah.
That's
Cumberland
like
sausages.
the north part of here, and like it's. I mean, it's fairly like it's fairly standard. I mean,
You
we
just got to look at it,
about
Tom. You know, there's competent people and there's incompetent people. When you've got too many people and not enough training going on, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. Every one of us. We can't all go around saying that we're the greatest doctor. A doctor's going to work long hours. He's going to get tired. He's going to make mistakes. Going to get sloppy. Same with trust. If you've got a greedy person that's ahead of that government, they're just thinking of the money rather than the help. It's a worldly thing. It goes around the world. At the end of the day, doctors want us to be sick, so how to get paid. Firemen want your house to burn down. That's why they're paid. Police officers want you to rob. They all need that thing for the circle of life to continue. Unfortunately,
they do.
It is crazy because technically you're correct. You know what I mean? But I don't think they want it. They just know that it has to be the case. You know what I mean? You know, it's not that black and white to say that cops want you to rob. Because yes, if there was no crime, there'd be no cops. There'd be no cops. But the thing is, there's always going to be crime, so there's going to need to be cops. But I get you know. I thought of that scenario too, as in hey, should the cops go ahead and just say, or should the robbers or the guys who are doing whatever, like, hey, if it wasn't for me, you'd have no job. All right, you know, I'm committing this crime so you can have a job.
Yeah, I'm dealing these drugs for you, baby.
Do you know what I think the biggest problem with the world today is? Like the actual, like my actual take on what the biggest issue, KPIs. So if you don't, do you know what a KPI is?
No.
Key performance indicator. Index. Yeah.
Yes, but so basically they can be anything. So say for instance, a KPI for the trucking industry is how long does it take to get there, and how much does it cost, say. So they take these two figures, say, and these are the two things that they need to try and kind of get down. That everything else, I think that the world's they've tried to simplify the world down too much and try to kind of say, and this is so. We find it when we go to the doctors here. So one of the issues that we have with our local trust, say, is there's a clear thing of like they're trying to look better with mental health, and there's obviously they've obviously got some KPI stuff behind the scenes where if they help people with mental health, it obviously gets their scores up or their ratings up or helps them, or like the doctor kind of it shows that the doctors are more interested in mental health. But we're noticing that we'll go in with certain things, and then because after we've been to the doctors, it then shows you a breakdown of what's been said, and what the doctor's written is a lot of mental health stuff, and you're like, yeah, but that's not what we went in for. That's not what we were talking about. This is all fucking bullshit. And it's clearly there's these KPIs behind there, and I noticed this with the trucking industry as well, where for us, say where we are, it's like the KPI is speed, trying to get the jobs done quickly. There's nothing about fuel efficiency or driving safely or anything like that. And obviously for the bulk load of drivers, we're fine with that. But that pushes other drivers to go faster. And it's the same thing with a lot of stuff where they try to break it down to this simple metric of it's just this. This is the most important thing. And everything else gets forgotten. Like safety or this or that. But then companies sometimes will go too far the other way. Sellafields, like their KPI thing is safety. It's their number one thing. And it is great.
Is that where you have
But-
to go off site and go onto your bed of your truck just so you can do something, because that's not safe at all, and then come back because they don't? Is that the same thing?
So that was Travis Perkins.
Okay.
Like with that, but actually no. So, okay, Travis Perkins, like, that was that kind of thing where they had them sort of like where it was so safety focused, but there was somewhere, I can't remember where it was, where I had to leave site. Oh, no, was it? But yeah, that kind of thing where there's, in fact, yes, I remember this one here where I had to leave, and they're so focused on the safety within the building, there isn't a care that I'm now leaving site where there's no one to watch me and no one to check to make sure I'm okay. And if I get injured, I get seriously injured. Again, it's just this.
Because that's the only way you could have
KPI.
done that, is to do what you did. There was no other way to whatever that was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Just this. I don't know, this thing of like these simplified KPIs of, and as your missus just said, reduce us down to just numbers and statistics. That doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. I mean, I like to bring it back into driving. I've always said drivers are like top trump cards, and obviously I know Trump's got a bit more of a trigger word nowadays, but you know, back when Trump wasn't a bad word, but obviously you've got stuff like speed is an important one, but so is like how you are with customers, your eco rating, stuff like that. And different drivers have got better, like things that they're better at, that they're good at. They've got more skills in different things, and you have to utilize that. But it is just, companies just focus on that one thing, and it's like they forget about everything else. We're going to talk about Jamma shortly because he's now a driver trainer, but I'm guessing you have similar things where it is just there's just like fail or pass. But I'm guessing there's more to it than that. Like, say for instance, there'll be nuance in it. Some people will fail, some people will pass, but some people shouldn't pass, and some people should fail, or shouldn't have failed, and some people should have. Am I right in saying this?
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like I says, when I first did my car test, this is one a bit funnier story. I actually tell this to my students as well. My first ever car driving test, I was going down a one-way street, the right way, obviously.
I like that on this podcast.
Right.
That's something that has to be specified.
It does.
So at the end of the road, turning right, stayed in the middle of the road, didn't get into the right-hand side, got back to the test centre literally 2 minutes from that road, and he said, unfortunately, you've not passed. That was a major. And I went away a bit baffled, to be fair. I was a bit baffled. So I got a cancellation.
Can I ask how old you were?
Next week. I'm 40 now.
No. How old were you when you took that test?
Oh, 2005. So, don't know. 2005? What's that?
20 years ago.
So 20?
Okay, you were 20.
Right. 20
The reason I say that,
years
the
ago.
only reason I asked is that I didn't see any difference between my test and my second test. My first test, I was 17. My second test, I was 18. I did the exact same thing, you know, and he just didn't. I just think because I was 17, they're like, yeah, we don't need to be giving him a full license.
Well,
Let's just
this
go
will
ahead and fail
shock
him.
you. Let's see if you guys can answer this. This is straight up. I might have even said this on the podcast before, but I'll say it again anyway. Second test, got the rebook. Examiner said, pull up on the left for me there, as close as you can to the curb. We're going to do a stop. And they pull you up. Well, I thought I got as close as I could, smashed up the curb, nearly hit the old lady at the bus stop, then bounced back off the curb. Drove back to the test centre. I'm pleased to say you passed. How?
The hell?
How? Like, literally how? So this has been going through my head. Even now as a HGV instructor, I'm now thinking, it's anyone's. Just flick a coin. If you pass, you pass. If you don't, is it really on you or not? Or is it quotas? You know, we don't know.
Honestly, I think that's like almost the best advice to give to people. It's probably explains why you've got such a high pass rate.
I've got
People
a very
are just
high
chilled
pass
out.
rate.
It's like, if I pass, I pass. If I don't, fuck it.
Just give it your best,
It is what it
because
is.
at the end of the day,
What's annoying though
yeah.
is that I know in Ireland it's like 6 months to a year of a waiting list before you can get a test. So
still
as
is
soon
around
as
about the same,
yeah,
Still
in
about-
from my experience, it's a couple of days. That's it. You fail, you can just take it right away. As long as there's an appointment available, which there is, because there's DMVs all over the place. And
the thing is with Britain at the minute, it's if you fail your test, you've got to wait 24 hours to put your rebook in. The DVSA won't allow you to do it until 24 hours has passed. Obviously, the car pass rate, I think currently in the UK is around about 32-34%, and trucking's around about 41%. I don't know what mine is, but I've had 7 fails and 63 passes since I started, so pretty much higher than the UK average, I think.
You know the 24-hour thing that you've got to wait until you rebook it. The 24-hour thing.
Yes.
Do you know why? I've been told. Take this as you will.
Yeah.
The reason I've been told that this is because the system's so shit, it doesn't know you failed yet.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I don't know, because when the guys have failed, within 2 minutes, that email is in there. Is in that the trainee's email address, telling them exactly what they failed on, what the minors were.
Oh, really?
What the serious faults
it's
were,
better than it
dangerous
used to be
faults.
then.
Yeah, so they are quite quick, but I think they have to, by law, just to wait that 24-hour period. But I'm not sure why.
Okay.
But it's one of them things, isn't it? Whether it's class 2, class 1, it's all the same. Sometimes you have a great driver that fails out of nowhere. It's all down to the day, isn't it? If you've got nerves, your nerves are shot. The major failure that we're finding at the minute is people crossing lanes on roundabouts with a trailer behind them. No indicator. You can't see what's in your blind spot. You're just coming over. Rather than actually waiting or pulling out at roundabouts when you've got people on the right-hand side. Just wait, be patient. Because you can't move as quick as a car in a truck. We all know that, especially if it's a Mercedes with that crappy gearbox. I know they've said that they've redone it all, but it still struggles.
What, with the next gen
they're
Mercedes?
all, mate, even the ones I'm driving now, when I do my little demonstration drive.
You shut the fuck up, David. So you're saying that the next gen, the ones with the mirror cams?
Yeah, I don't like the mirror cams.
I like the mirror cams.
I'm worried about.
I think I would like them. I've never experienced it, but I think I would actually like that.
What happens if they freeze while you're driving down the road? I've said this before. Who pays for that insurance? And you have a claim, you've just killed somebody. But on my window, it looked clean. I could go. I do not think they're the problem. Why are we fixing things that ain't broken? The mirror works. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Keep it. What's the problem? Why are we changing?
You know what? I would have a mirror cam in my truck any day.
No,
I like the mirror cams. I've always said
this is a good debate. I like
think
this.
You've got to think about it. We are not driving trucks anymore. The truck is driving itself. We are merely a steering wheel attendant.
You are driving the truck just fine. You know what I mean?
Not,
you're still controlling the steering wheel.
No. The truck stops itself. The truck, if you've gone over a lane, you've got so many aids nowadays. You are not driving a truck like a proper Cummins engine. Back in the day, your granddad driving it, split shift box,
here
proper.
We go. Oh, you're not a proper trucker till you haven't eaten.
Mate, even I say it myself. I'm a steering wheel attendant. I'm literally just monitoring. I'm a monkey behind a steering wheel. Just, go left, go right. It does it itself.
So you're saying that they had to change gears a couple more times and maybe had to double clutch, and so that makes.
Well, you
better.
Try and do that around London.
Well, why? But why?
Let's just face it. It's a lot easier now.
Gearbox,
no, look. All
why
we're doing
having an automatic gearbox a bad thing?
I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. It helps people.
What's the issue?
But my issue is it makes it more accessible for younger people to get into that truck and to continue that journey. But we can't dismiss the forefathers before us that actually did proper trucking. In my opinion, that was proper trucking. They were fixing the trucks on the highway. Truckers that went past and seen a broke down trucker would stop and help. These truckers today, they don't care. They're all on their own little thing. They've got the little headphones with the little gizmos on. They've got the feet up. They're watching the TV. They are not truckers. They are the hairdressers of the world. They're not the same as
a truck driver. Hold on a second. A truck driver is someone who delivers product, and that's it.
So that could be a van driver for Amazon then.
Yeah, a truck driver is someone who is who is in the cab of a truck, who picks up product, delivers product, and that's it. You know what I mean? As in, we're moving on with the technology here, right? Now you can't. It's more efficient. All right. Yes, you see somebody broken down. what can you do? All right, seriously, there is
I mean,
Well,
not
give a hand.
there
breakdown,
is
but
there is more
You give a
safety
hand.
give them
involved.
out.
You have somebody who you have a instead of you doing it yourself to where now you're I don't know you get yourself in trouble or an accident happens because you're a parked vehicle on the side of the road. Now they have an emergency vehicle with their flashing lights, and like so, there's a reasons why things are getting better. And like, would you still prefer to have not have the internet and just have a library the whole time to get your information, or maybe that ice box? You know, instead of an actual refrigerator, you have a guy who delivers ice to a hole in the wall in your house just to keep your stuff cold. You know what I mean? As in, like, we got to get with the times.
We have got to
like,
get with the times, but listen, when you're someone like me at the minute, and the government opened the floodgates because of COVID, let's have everybody from a car now go to a class 1. Right? It's ridiculous. We're just chucking people to die. We're having all these young kids coming in. I can drive that. I find it arrogant. I think you should earn your stripes like I had to. Do the class 2 first.
The real
do
test
7.5
is when they have to reverse into a parking space.
Yeah, but even the reversing test that we provide, it's boring. It's not a real proper test.
Pathetic.
It's not real, mate. It's not real. It's not a proper. It's not a proper bay turn. It is absolutely poor. Anyone
At least
could
in
do
America,
that
they actually put you through some stuff. You know,
yeah, and it should be. You should be put through some stuff. You know, if you've been with somebody for 20 hours, this is the biggest thing for me. The examiner gets to have him for an hour and says pass or fail. So what about all that 20 hours? Does my input not mean anything? That should go 50-50. I don't mean I want to take full responsibility tax. It could be my mate. Pay me a couple of £100, mate. I'll get you passed. But I should be plan A. That's the A part. Examiner's B part. Both of you talk. Where do you think this driver is? And then he can then verify my findings and then go off from that. Or get AI involved inside the cabs for these tests. So the examiner can't be biased towards the driver person who's there training, because it might take a
like that idea.
I do.
I actually like that idea. That's quite good. Yeah.
Make sure we've got audio going on. There's camera as well, because the examiners have got cameras anyway.
Heartbeat sensors. Maybe no.
Well,
okay, that's just me.
It just makes my fucking heart go more.
I just think it should be done properly. So, because the thing is, if you appeal, if you were to appeal a failure, it's still going to be a fail. Whatever your appeal is, it's still going to be a fail. You've still not got your license. So with this AI, it can be unbiased. There's a camera watching it. It's monitoring this, because there could be an examiner that's going through people like nuts, just don't want people out, just fail. You've got to start making it right. Let's have the right people behind the wheel, the right mentality, not just because you're forced to do it.
So have you had people pass and you think they shouldn't have passed?
100%.
What, out of curiosity, how many of the ones that have passed do you think, like?
I would say 2, and they're the only 2 I haven't recommended for any jobs. I've got a lot of friends who own their own businesses with trucking. Obviously, they're down my way. And they always tell me, you know, if you see anybody come along that's got their head screwed on, that understands how it works, not because anyone can be a trucker, remember. Anyone can pass the test, but not everyone can be a truck driver. We've got to have the minerals, got to have the stamina, got to have their know-how in your head. You've got to know how to get around things, how to plan strategics, how to speak to people, respect your forklift driver. All of these things go hand in hand. And if you're arrogant in that truck driver and think you're the D's B's, you ain't going to get around. You're going to get a bad name. No one's going to want to help you. Your work colleagues ain't going to want to help you. You're going to be stuck. And there is a lot of those young people that are coming through that have got that kind of attitude. And they just won't go far in the industry. You know, you've got to have the right head. You've got to have the right maturity to drive that vehicle, in my opinion.
No, I understand completely. You know, my little rant a while ago with the whole technology and just moving on with the times and all that kind of stuff. Now, real truck drivers, you say, you know, well, that was real truck drivers back in the day. All right.
Yeah.
Now, and that's fine. Now,
I'm not saying there ain't real truck drivers today, because there's a lot of young truck drivers that are real today, the real steel kind of thing.
Well, again, yes, there's some people, there's sometimes you can work on your truck yourself. There's been many times I've fixed it. You know, like, to be honest with you, when it comes to we are dumbed down now. We're dumbed down with a lot of stuff. Not even just in the trucking industry, but a lot of stuff we're just dumber because we have technology who kind of does this for us. We don't need to be checking the gauges. Like the gauges, you know, in an American truck, they're not as many as they used to be. Where there was just I don't know any of these do. It doesn't even, you know what I mean? It's like there is no point of them being there because when that gauge gets to a certain point, well, a buzzer's going to happen, or a light on your dashboard is going to tell you that there's
You
a
have to
problem. You
stop,
know what I
yeah.
mean? But now like, the computer will actually tell you everything, what is going on and all that
Well,
kind
I
of,
was
which
gonna
does
say-
make us dumber. And like, 'cause a lot of times I wouldn't even actually check a lot of stuff because, all right, system says go, let's go. Like there will be some stuff I check, obviously, but there's some stuff like I just don't know. Nobody really tells me any of this stuff because they know that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
So
but
they
I
don't
think
make
you
a
should
huge
all-
problem.
I think you should all carry around a socket set. We should all know how to
Oh,
carry a socket set.
absolutely.
Right.
What can you possibly fix on a truck nowadays? With
So
the socket set?
just before I left my job as a truck driver and becoming an instructor, I was going up to Penrith, 38, to do my Scotland swap, full of snow. On the phone to my buddies, and both wipers are going. Left one disappears. I thought it actually fell off. I thought, shit, but I'm done here. What do I do? So I get all the way up to Burton in Kendal, pull up, full of snow, jump out. There's my wiper, flat, right down on my bonnet. Take the cap off, 16 mil, screwed it back on, got back up, carried on. There I am up at the road. No call out. I don't think I've ever actually called out any help service from anyone so far. Just fix it.
My point being, though, as David's just said, so that's one of the few examples. Now, don't get me wrong, I consider myself a real truck driver. I can do heavy haulage. I can do I can do wides. I can do like long. I can do grabs. I can do all sorts. So I feel like I am.
You're well rounded.
I would like to think I'm a proper truck driver, but by your metric of I can't fix truck. Now I can replace. I can do a tire on it, so I can swap a tire over.
You'd be surprised how many can't.
Well, I know.
How many people in your workplace refuse to change a light bulb?
Oh, most of them.
Depends if you're getting paid hourly or you're getting paid by the job. Getting paid hourly? Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, if it does stretch it out.
We get paid hourly, so it's one of them things. We don't mind sitting around and waiting sometimes. But my kind of point being with it, although the 16 mil bit where you did the windscreen wiper, that's one of the fixes. How many things can you actually fix on a truck nowadays without a computer?
Airlines, I can replace.
I fixed an airline. I actually popped an airline and fixed it.
I've never done an airline before.
Yeah, I fixed an airline.
I don't know.
The one thing I had was scary was the tilt and locked, which was a sensor that went, and I was going down the M6 past Sandbach, and I thought the whole cab was going to tilt over. That's one thing I did pull up for.
And you were on the phone to me.
I was on the phone to you.
What was it? What's the error? You're on the phone to me, and there's this what's the Volvo noise?
It's like dee 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 or
something like that. He goes cab tilt unlock, and he goes, "What does that mean?" And I said, "That means you need to brake
really softly,
very carefully.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Come onto the hard shoulder, and do not put the brakes on hard because you could be looking at the motorway a lot quicker than you want me to." Shut the fuck up.
I've done that to where my bonnet, where I didn't latch it, and I forgot to latch it.
I've done
and
that
when I did brake, I was like, "Oh shit! Oh no! Like, again, this is the softest braking you could possibly do. Like, unlike you guys in your cab overs, where you go flying forward, your whole body. All we have is a bonnet. You know.
But I think I was dead scared, and I actually did call SOS on that day because I thought I'm crapping my pants here. Like this is good. Found out it was a sensor, so the bloke basically bridged it.
Here's my point.
Yeah.
So I have had. Well, if we exclude the one time that maybe I got the truck a bit wetter than it likes to be, and I've had 2 injectors go, but mechanically there's not actually been much wrong with my truck. It constantly has problems. I've got a yellow engine warning that keeps popping up, but it's a sensor. It's always a fucking sensor on these things. And so we had one where it was bringing up just lists of stuff, to the point where I'd have to routinely scroll down through all of the errors. I'd have 2 or 3 red errors. I'd have fucking just scrolls of yellow ones. I had one where I had an error on it that the mechanics had never seen before. they'd never even heard of it, didn't know what it was. And it turned out that a plug had come loose from the sensor. But then,
But that's the problem with today's
it's
truck.
IT now. It's not about mechanicals. It's not something. I mean, how the fuck are you? In a day, I can't go learning all this shit. So why is it that if I don't fix the truck, I'm not a proper truck driver?
Yeah. Jamma.
Well, my idea is they're not built the same way now, are they?
Yeah, but that's not a failing on me.
No, I didn't say it was a failing on you. You just take things out of context. You know how I mean it. I'm on about minerals. Like you haven't, like lads ain't the same today as they were 20. Send 16-year-olds today to war. It ain't the same. Come on. We're different era now. We're a different breed. We are a different breed.
No,
we're not the same. We're not.
We are definitely. There's
definitely
a
lot
a
of people
breed.
not even coming into the industry, for God's sake. They all want to be on IT or TikTok or something to get famous. They're not the same. They're not the miners. They're not the grafters. They just ain't. There's a few. There is a few, but they're not the same. But the problem that we see nowadays. Look at me. So I've had to drive up here. Obviously, 4.5 hours up yesterday, and there was a slight chance, 20% chance I weren't coming. My car was also throwing a fit. That 20 years ago, Ford never even understood this problem. It wasn't a problem. But now they put all this electronical stuff into engines. It breaks the engines quicker. You know, so mine was basically, because I drive like Miss Daisy, I do 14 miles a day work and back. It's a diesel. It's clogged up the variable nozzle in the turbo. So in the veins of the turbo, it clogs up with carbon deposits. It chucks you into limp mode. Tell me a 30-year-old car that went into limp mode. You just carried on driving. And all these things, it stops. I understand it preserves the engine life or whatever. But now everything, like Tom just said there, it brings up list of problems. It's because it's now become an electrical engine. It's not a proper engine. Look at this. So my friend, he works for Jaguar and Land Rover. Had it over Christmas, sold it. Just charging up the batteries, ready to sell it because obviously Christmas Day was closed. The 13 cells were damaged because they gave them the wrong lead. They charged them £58,000 for 13 cells on a Jag. Just because it's all electric. You want to buy a car for an electric, you have a look at them. We looked the other day on Auto Trader for an electric car for around about the $5,000 mark. They've got about 40-mile range. And yet they want us to go into this electrical market. Who's got the money for it? And when the battery does die, because apparently, you know, they say lithium's better than coal. No, it's not. You're still mining. The amount of people that are dying to mine this thing. And it doesn't even last because it dies. And then when it does die, you've got to buy a new battery. How much does that battery cost? You might as well buy a whole new car.
Out of curiosity, by the way,
hydrogen is better, 100%.
Yeah. Where do you fill up at?
Or hybrid, shall I say? Hybrid.
Yeah. Where do you fill up at?
Where do I fill up at? So BP, I was recommended by my manufacturer. I also put in a bit of DPF cleaner and stuff like that. But I managed to get up here. What we did was I actually moved the turbo actuator in and out, freed up all the carbon deposits, and then I've just been running it high. So instead of changing the gears when it's telling me to, I've been doing 3,000 revs instead, and the turbo's got hot enough for it to clear itself and chuck itself in a regen whilst coming up here. So it's having a bit of know-how. And plus, my whole family background's mechanical. We're all mechanics, from my granddad to my stepdad to my dad. We're all mechanics. Even I went to mechanics and did college, because I needed it for a plan B. I did a clutch. I've just done my timing belt on my car. Took me 2.5 hours, done, with a water pump. But there ain't them types no more. There's not a lot there now.
I do love fixing something on my truck or on my pickup or even the car.
It's good to find out, isn't it?
It is great that you can go on YouTube now and actually learn that.
Yeah.
I'm all about saving. You know what I mean? I'm like, there is something stuff I won't do. I'm like, yeah, that's just, I'm probably going to definitely end up in the hospital if I do this. So it's just best that I... but there's been a few times, I can't remember now. I know there's been a few times like, I should have just bloody done it. I should have just got a professional, or I should have bought the proper tool. Like if I just got the proper
9
tool,
times out of 10, that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. But I know there's some satisfaction out of it. Like I think I changed the starter in my wife's car. I was so proud of myself after that. Yes, it took me 2 days, whatever. Because I couldn't get to a certain bolt. There was this one bloody bolt that I just couldn't quite get to. And bloody hell, it was a pain in the ass. Even in the YouTube videos, they're going like, you're not going to like this bolt. or just nut or whatever it was. It's really hard. You're going to have to like take this out and take this out. But afterwards, I couldn't believe it actually worked. Even when I changed my what do you call it? They're called rotos over here. The brake pads. What did the brake pads touch? Brake discs.
Brake disc. Yeah.
Is that what it's brake discs?
Or drums. Or drums. Yeah.
Not well, it wasn't drums. But anyway, I was like, I was just there's something. I was just very proud of myself. Minus all the cuts and all that kind of stuff that I got. But I do love working that stuff myself. But anyway, I just
make it think. Well, what was it yesterday, Tom? What did I tell you what happened yesterday? The other thing that I needed didn't come up, so I needed a brake bulb. And obviously on the new cars now, David, you've got to take all your bodywork off just to get to the bulb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. This is on the Ford B-Max, by the way.
Yeah, I've got a Ford B-Max. It's a very sexy passion wagon for the kids.
It's actually got a really nice colour to it as well.
Yeah, it's like the ST, correct? No, so I was replacing the back brake light, David, and it's got this like plastic with a metal spring to try and hold it into the bodywork. Well, that big plastic screw, massive, like really big, at least 5 inches long. I dropped it inside the car, not inside the boot, but inside between the metal panels, down inside the actual car. And I had to go 2 doors down to a guy. Says, mate, have you got a telescopic magnetic tool that I could just use to fish this out, please? And he come out with one with a light on it, and I got it out. But
yeah, I had the same one. They come in handy.
It comes in, and it was just like, wow, But it's one of them things. Like, I would have been all right. So I don't know if you know the guys. Me and my friends, we hang around with Matt Armstrong and Chris Slicks. So obviously they're big YouTubers. They're in our area where we live in Leicester, and my mate's brother is Chris Slick's mechanic. So I always know if I need anything done, I'm going straight to Mickey and he'll fix it if he needed to, But it's a scary thought when you can't even put a brake bulb in nowadays. Or the reversing light. Did I tell you about the number plate light?
No.
£90. £90 for a number plate light, which used to be 50 pence from a petrol station. Because it's got the actuator. It's the same as yours, not exactly the same. So if your number plate light goes, you've got to buy the whole block, the actuator that opens up the back boot, and it's got the LED in there, and you're paying about 95 quid.
That's sick.
So, and it will fail the MOT because it don't illuminate the res plate. So it's a fee you're going to have to pay.
Now, Jamma,
buggers for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Have you seen these? Since you're just to clarify, you're a car instructor.
A truck instructor.
Oh, you're a truck instructor. For some reason, why did I think that you were a car instructor?
Well, they do want to put us through the ADI and the bus. They're putting me through my bus license as well. I don't want to drive bus.
Bus wanker.
No, I don't want to drive. I actually want my motorbike license. That's what I really want. I'm really looking into getting a bike license. I want my full A class, so I can get. I think because most of my friends, they do green lane roads, if you know what I mean, like back roads going through woods and stuff like that, and the bikes. And they're going to Bulgaria in October. They wanted me to go with them to look at all the World War I sites. But obviously, I ain't got a motorbike, so. That's something I do want to do. I'm looking into that. The problem is with that, it's you don't make money off it, do you? Like if you pay for your truck license, you've got a job.
Mm-hmm.
But a bike, it's just for a hobby, really.
Yeah, I do have a motorcycle license. I can't remember. I think it's been like maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 years. I can't remember the last time I rode a motorcycle, but I'll have it forever just in case. That I don't know. I don't know. We go on
a Harley though. I really can't see you on a Harley so bad.
Oh yeah, you'd definitely see it at Harley.
Oh,
especially with some leather cuts as well. The outlaws.
I have leather. I have leather.
Yeah.
I don't have a vest. But again, it was all about safety. My jeans that I had, they were like Kevlar jeans or something like that. Or
wow.
they were. So because I knew I was going to fall eventually. I didn't, but I quit before I did fall. Because I just knew it was inevitable, because basically it's not if you crash on a motorcycle, it's when you crash on a motorcycle, so
what do you think your midlife crisis is going to be then? Or have you had it?
I feel like I'm going through it right now. I think my midlife crisis is not working. It's kind of I don't know.
So your midlife crisis
I got my midlife crisis is my lawn.
That's yes,
it absolutely
is.
Every day, right now. Because okay, sorry, I'm all excited right now. I get to talk about.
We're going to talk about grass for the next 20 minutes now.
Just here. Okay.
Does he watch SB Mowing or something?
Oh, absolutely. I watch SP.
Good
movies,
lad.
yeah.
Good lad. I'll watch it for hours. My missus thinks I'm nuts.
No, I recently I just reseeded my front lawn, and
Yeah.
I also detached it, so where I got all the dead parts of it and all that kind of stuff. And I also went ahead and I've been watering the crap out of it, and it looks fantastic right now. You know, it just absolutely does. But
Little man, look. Hello. Oh, look.
So just for those people who can't see, a child has entered. We think it might be David, but he doesn't have the right hair color. So
okay. So time to go.
Oh, beautiful, gorgeous little
All
boy.
right, and
it
that
was
a
nice having the extra guest on for like 5 minutes.
It was a reminder that I need to lock the door. I thought he was going to be asleep. But
You look like that news presenter now, the one who was on the news and he's got his kid running in. He's like, get out! I'm on TV!
Right. I remember that. I've learned to like go, you know what? Let's just embrace it. Let's just, you know. But I was wondering, can you record? Because I was watching a few car instructor YouTubers. They basically will videotape people on, I don't know, is it a test or is it an actual driving lesson? And it's very interesting, the stuff that they like. But I was just curious, is that something that you could do?
So I'll be honest with you, David, right? So when I'm sat in the passenger seat for the first time, I actually got caught on my phone in the passenger seat because I didn't know it was against the law to sit in a passenger seat. Because in a truck, you've got no He-Man controls. I've got no clutch. I've got no brakes. I've got no accelerator. I've got nothing there. It's literally just a normal truck that's a passenger seat. That is it. The only control you've got is your voice. And if you're going to crash and they don't listen, well, you're going to crash. All you got is your voice. So I was learning the test routes because you want to learn the test routes. You can take them around, tell them where to stop, what roads to take, watching road signs. Every sign is for a truck driver. All the paint on the road is actually for truck drivers, not for cars. Look how wide it is, follow the paint. So I was following around with this thing and an examiner comes to me and says, you're not actually supposed to be doing that. It's against the law. I went, right, okay. Didn't know that. Looked online just to verify and it is, it's against the law. So my argument is, because I was going to do that, I wanted to start filming it, putting it online, starting to show the test routes. Theoretically, you're interacting. It's like YouTubers today. When I was YouTubing, I have to admit, I was losing a little bit of concentration filming myself. Because you're not looking at the job at hand. And I know some people can multitask, but theoretically, you're trying to do that for YouTube, but then you've also got your paying job. So you're not fully 110% behind the wheel properly, are you?
So my workaround for this on Except for Access, I don't know if you guys remember that YouTube channel. It was.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I thought it was called Access for Excess.
Maybe when that was actually might have been that. So my workaround was I had a remote for all of the cameras, so I could press one button and turn them all on at the same time.
But where's your head though? Because
that's what he's talking about. Is where's his head at?
If you, there's one of my early videos where there was a lass that was pleasuring herself as she comes alongside the truck, and I'm just sat, just minding my own business, just kind of, I'm not talking to camera and nothing like that. The reason why that had happened was because what I'd do is if the traffic starts building up and I require a little bit more concentration for the stuff that's going on around me, I'll just stop talking. And so sometimes there was like 10, 15 minutes where I wouldn't say anything. And then once I'd kind of got myself into a little bit more of a clear state, I was happy with the driving, I was happy with where I was, what was going on, then I could, when I had that kind of extra capacity. But I kind of always manage how much I was. I'd always manage my own pressure. Like it was only when I was going slow and if I was doing a maneuver where I know I can just stop and I'm talking through it, I'm okay kind of doing that there because it's I was happy kind of having a bit of a workload increase. But you also have to know as well when that workload has kind of got to the point where I need to stop doing this and concentrate on the primary thing, which is driving.
Yeah.
And so that was something that I felt like I got quite good at, not knowing that distinction. If you watch that video, you can see I'm just sat, just not doing anything at all. I'm just driving, and then when the girl comes, and then I'm like, I then switch back into, we're now doing YouTube. I was kind of happy anyways. I think the traffic had started kind of decreasing a little bit, so I was okay talking again. But I'd kind of, there would be probably like 2 hours of footage a week, if not 3, of me just sat quietly, not saying anything to camera, because I don't want to kind of overburden myself, and that's what you have to kind of take away. So if you are recording it,
But
you are
here's the
kind of doing videos for
but
it.
he is doing a lot of really important stuff by, if he's going to be, he's got a student in the driver's seat. He can't, there is some attention that'll be taken away from that. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to be.
I disagree because there's already YouTube videos. There are already YouTube videos out there of instructors, and they're not speaking to camera.
Yeah, they're just driving normally. It could be like a safety thing too, where they just want to make sure that everything is okay. You know what I mean? Just in case they get into an accident, just like having your boss having one on you the whole time, just to make sure.
Well, exactly, and really, what makes a better YouTube video, what makes it a more interesting YouTube video, is you actually being more attentive with your student and talking your student through stuff. So in actual fact, for something like that, the better you are at making the videos is a better experience for both the person who's learning and the person who is watching the video.
That's the
way to do it as well, I think. Just put it on. Just put it on and film yourself doing the.
And then
a lot of my students have said
all
that.
Of the other stuff, the explanations.
Yeah, well, they've said that to me. They says, "Why don't you film it? You'll be quite good at it because you make us laugh." Because the number one thing is, we was expecting someone different. Didn't realise we was getting someone like you that's more like a friend. And I said, "Well, that's how I do it. I want you to feel at ease. It's an experience."
I like to yell really loud.
I don't like to yell.
Assert my dominance just to make sure, hey, I am the alpha here. You always listen to me. Everything I say is what goes.
Is he having a laugh here, or is this real?
I think it's real.
No, I can't be like that. I teach people like I teach my kids. If there's a fire, you go Benny's, and that's it. So if they're about to crash, you shout, "What? Watch out! Watch your left." It's always left or right, but 9 times out of 10, they're all decent. They're pretty nice people. And the number one thing I've actually took away from it, David, is whenever you're just people watching and you think people are not very nice, when you get into that environment one-on-one, you get to realise just how much you have in common with these people that you perhaps never even would have met in your life before. And yet all of a sudden you got this lovely relationship. Most of them have now added me on Facebook. They're asking me for tips and tricks on how to go about getting a job. And it's been wonderful. And they've all said, "Why don't you film it?" And I kept thinking, because I know what you're on about with this instructor. He's a great guy, goes around. But I do feel like if you're just talking to the camera, rather than actually teaching your student, I think it can get you into a bit of trouble. It's a bit like picking up the phone as an instructor and chatting to somebody else. You're not fully onto that.
But the thing is,
you've got to interact with your student.
You've got, so you have your VO, like your voiceover, which is your kind of hello, this is the welcome to the channel.
Yeah, that's
so
great to do.
So when you do
that, that'll be the
intros,
perfect way to do it. Yeah, that'll be the 100% way to do it.
You don't, as far as they're aware, you just say, listen, these are going to be recording. We're going to ignore the cameras the entire time. I'm not going to be talking to the cameras. I'm not going to be like doing anything to the cameras. Nothing like that. This is, and then if anything goes on.
Well, junctions. You can talk about junctions, can't you? Split it up into little sections and then do a voiceover. Here we arrive at this junction. Notice how the cyclist is on the other side of the road. Pause the video.
There you go.
Look at this sign. This is now highlighted, showing that we can't go down there due to it being 7.5 ton weight limit, except for access Tom's channel. Okay. But that's how you could do it. Yeah. That would be the right way to do it. Not be talking to camera whilst you're driving.
Okay.
Not whilst
you're that's what I was, because the videos that I was watching with the instructor, she wasn't acknowledging the video at all. It was just on. It was just they could see
Maybe I should do that.
I don't even know if I could see the pedals or whatever. Again, it was just more like, and then she would just, there was a certain point that I was like, you know what, I'm going to post this. And like, where, I don't know, she was basically saying to the guy, as in like, yeah, you don't have to stop there. You don't, that's red light is actually not for you, but stop right now. And I'll tell you in a second afterwards. It was like, ooh,
she
I'm
does
kind of
show the
interested.
pedals
I
on that.
actually know exactly which
I
one.
do
kinda
now. Yeah,
curious,
because she's got
like,
the pedals. It's
so-
3 cameras. Yeah.
You know, but it's those, I find those very, very interesting.
Have you watched the video when she goes to India?
The Indian girl? Who's
Yeah.
doing the,
She goes to India and she records there, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
just wild. And she's trying to explain it like she does in her normal videos, and she's like, "What's going on? What the fuck is going on?"
Because I've
right
been
now?
in India. I've been in cities in India, and it is
Have you driven
absolutely.
there?
Oh no, you're not. They recommend you do not, because you can get a driver for extremely cheap, like stupidly cheap. Like, so a lot of
Okay.
times, yeah. So you're best to just because you don't want to. You
Isn't
just
it
don't
all
want to.
honks? Beep 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 beep.
Oh,
beep, beep.
nonstop. Like, I found it interesting. So there could be you could be at a traffic light, and sometimes you'd be at these traffic lights for 5 minutes because they just they give you like 5-minute intervals, But as soon as they give you a really long orange light, kind of let you know that you're about to go. You can't go on an orange, or maybe they're just paying attention to the other lights just to see if it's if that's orange or whatever, right? But everyone is honking now at this point because they're making sure everyone awake. Hey, everyone awake! Everyone's just beeping. Every single person is beeping, and just to make sure, like, you're going, you better start, get ready to go, because I just found that very interesting. There was this it was like a 4-way intersection, or maybe a fucking 7-way, I can't remember, but no traffic lights, and people are just going. And they're not stopping, and there's no traffic jam. It was absolutely amazing. It was just people are just like kind of slowing down, just paying attention, because this is their life. They know exactly.
You got people walking in and out between them.
Oh my, yeah, and they're just paying it. I think it was in Sri Lanka, which is basically, I wouldn't say it's basically India, but the roads, the windy roads around this island, like, people are overtaking on curbs. It was insane. I was like, our bus driver, we had a bus, and it was like, what are you doing? Jesus Christ, why? And it's just expected. If you're overtaking, just expect somebody could be to come around. It's just, the overtaking was absolutely insane. How they were doing it. It was like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, just on the windiest of roads.
Top Gear, and they went there. That's the only time I've ever seen it over there, when Top Gear were over there and they was getting through. I think was it Cambodia that was traveling to? Was it the
I
Cambodia?
can't remember. The only thing I remember them saying about India is that there was a manufacturer that has an Indian version of the car with a better horn that lasts
the BMW.
more.
It was it was an Indian version of the BMW or whatever it was. It was like a really fast car, but it was an Indian version one.
And it's got like a reinforced horn because otherwise it would last like a month or something.
Yeah,
That's
I remember
funny.
that one.
That's funny. Hey, going back to the because I've definitely I've been a trainer. I've never been an instructor, but I've been a driver trainer. But my biggest thing was, I want you to make mistakes. I want you.
You've got to make mistakes. Yeah.
So I want them, like, as in, like, you're gonna feel like that you're making too many mistakes. That's fine. Make as much mistakes as you want. All right. I'm not going to let you damage anything. You know what I mean? There'll be some grinding and all that happening, but hopefully, eventually, I want you to understand why you're grinding. Why did you grind that time? Maybe learn from it. But as in, like, when it comes to the backing up and all that kind of thing, don't worry about it. Make all the mistakes. You're never going to hear me yell, except for that one guy. But your chances are you're never going to hear me yell, and you're just. I just want you to make a mistake.
To them? What was your way of speaking? So say they've just made a mistake. What would you then say to them?
Do you want the
funny version? See if it's different to our
No, I would just. It depends on the mistake, obviously. As in, like, it's okay. Yeah, cool. All right, we're good. And then I would, like, hey, if you want, I can kind of take over a little bit. A lot of times it was gears. That was usually the biggest problem. What really sucks about American trucks is that it's a lot harder to shift a non-synchronized transmission than your guys' one. Because
I applaud your guys out there. I always look at the American rigs and they're just sexy as hell, but they do look very difficult to drive. I'd be arrogant to come from here to there and say, yeah, I can do that. I definitely need some.
I know for a fact I can do that. I've driven trucks longer than
some training
in the UK.
I think I'd need some
I could
training
do that.
to do
well,
that.
it's not the trailer.
I'll say
it's the truck.
It's
Forget about the trailer size. Having a long truck, it's It's like imagine driving your own
We've seen them
trucks,
coming.
but you
Yeah.
could own, but you could the steering only works half the amount. Like
Yeah,
you
I've
can't
seen them
turn
at
on a dime.
intersections trying to turn left,
Mm-hmm.
and they take over all the road. It's a totally different game.
Yeah, it.
So I
Yeah,
know their
it's just,
roads are wider, but still, it's still a
and
different.
that's why,
ballgame.
because the roads are wider and more straighter, it allows us to have basically our vehicle, our trucks can be as long as they want. There's actually no limit on the length of our trucks. All right. It's just that you still have other rules that you got to follow when it comes to weight. If you have a 100-foot long truck, well, you're going to have some weight issues. So that's why there's no 100-foot long trucks. A trailer, well, that's where they keep the length laws on. 53 feet is basically general for the max. But you get some permits, you can have some longer ones. But trucks itself, because I think in the 1980s, all of our trucks were all cab overs. But then when they got rid of that law, it's like now we got really long. We got longer
So my
ones.
brother does that now. He's on heavy haulage. He does all of the heavy stuffs and getting permits to go through different times. They call it some. I can't remember the name. I don't want to.
Heavy haul?
What's that?
No, it's when you go through places.
Motorway
they've
station?
got certain times. I forget they call it a certain name.
What's happening?
With the heavy haulage, because you're
Okay.
wide. So you're wide. So at the minute he's working
okay.
at the HS2 and whatever, and he has to go down to certain places. So he has to night stop there before you're allowed through that city.
Yeah,
or that
which
town.
we call it STGO.
Yeah. He's got that. He has that plate on, but there's another word for it. Not that. That's a plate that you put on.
It's a movement order.
Movement order.
Yeah,
that's the word I'm looking for. Movement orders.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'd find it hard to drive an American rig. I'd need a
there's
day or two.
There's a small. I think there's a tiny learning curve, especially if you've already driven in the UK. You just got to learn that you can't just turn. You got to
What's the longest truck you've driven?
Just a Peterbilt. I don't know the length.
Nice.
It's just a flat nose, long. It was flat, long, turned. Like basically, I had to do a lot of 3-point turns. I would make my right hand turn, which would be the curb side, and I would turn, and all of a sudden I know I'm aiming towards the guy in the left hand turn lane. Like, God damn it,
You're reversing opposite.
But a lot of people you never do that. I'm like, yeah, well, I know my surroundings. I know what was behind me. Whatever. I'm not going to turn that much. I just need a little bit just so I can not scrape the guy over there. Or sometimes when I was first started truck driving, when I didn't know, and I was like, you know what, I would just wait for the guy in front of me to move. Eventually he'll move. You know what I mean? So you can just wait. And I did a lot of waiting, but I haven't in the last 15 years. I just because you know your truck, and but again, I'm not saying to do any of that. It's just that's just what I did, and it worked for me.
I'll teach
that's
that.
fine.
I do teach that, to be fair. I actually get people to come out the yard, make sure there's a truck opposite, so that when they do turn, they have to do that 3-point turn for it to get out, because I want to teach them about tight proximities. Because whenever they do something wrong, like I was asking you what you say to them, I actually say, what could you have done better there?
Okay.
To let them start digging deeper. What could we do? Did you feel safe approaching that corner at that speed? And then they think again. So it's always putting it back into their ball court, see where their head's at.
Do you mention, though, that if you do a 3-point turn, your trailer swing is now greater?
Yes.
Okay, because that's something that a lot of people don't realize.
I've actually sent them to your game and to your videos to have a look at how it works from top down. One of the guys actually said he wanted the full thing. I said, I've not spoken to Dave for a long, long time, but I'll see what we can do to see if there's a proper link where he can buy it from. So I've took him to the App Store there, but yeah, they play it. A lot of my guys go to your game.
Appreciate
it. Works. It works. The way
the physics are sound. It does the same thing. Some truck drivers out there on the comment section, they were like, "Oh my god, that's not how a truck maneuvers or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, it does." I had one guy. I had one guy actually say that one time, and that's an actual real truck. You're saying that this real truck that actually happened isn't real, and this is not how a truck maneuvers. I'm like, just because there's a bunch of fancy graphics on top doesn't mean that the truck itself is actually real.
One of your videos is the cartoon next to it, and then it comes out and it's your actual truck. It's there with the graphics on it. I'm like, this is real. So a lot of the guys they've really appreciated it. To be fair, they've gone onto it, download. I was watching one of his YouTube videos today actually, and he's got your game. He's got a retest in October. It was one of my fails. So hopefully he's on it, but he changed careers. He was Rolls-Royce building engines for the planes.
Wow.
Good, yeah.
He did the underground. So the underground in London to electrify it. So he's this really geeky guy. He calls himself that, by the way. I'm not trying to put anyone down.
What's wrong with being
Yeah,
called a
just
geek?
put them.
Most of us would take
Yeah.
that as a compliment. Yeah, it means
Yeah,
that means you have a lot of knowledge about certain stuff. Like
this
I would
guy
be a geek
is.
on, I don't know.
Well,
trucking games.
he took over the project manager side of the underground. What they did is, so they used to send up normal human beings up there and turn off the electrical part of that track, so then that they can work on it without it being electrified. He then come along and designed this new thing for that electrified, for it to be I can't do it justice here, but basically he built a program where the computer will do it without any humans going actually down there. Because the humans are supposed to, once they've done the work, is switch it back on and let everybody else know that the trains can continue to run. Some humans, like we all do, we make mistakes, forget to tell, and then they've got to go all the way down there to double check, is it on or not? Obviously cause delays in the underground. So this guy come along and created the software for it to work.
Have you seen them turn the power onto those sort of things?
No, I've never seen it. I've just heard the story from him.
I was watching a video of it on TikTok, YouTube Shorts. And so they get a guy and he's in like a full electrical suit. And then they have to have another guy behind him with a long non-conductive rod and a hook around his chest.
Oh, I think I've seen something like that. Yeah.
That way, if the current starts running through him, the other guy can yank him away,
out.
which is crazy.
Don't they do that on the telegraph things as well? The Transformers, similar thing, when they put on those silver diode things, the see-through diodes at the end.
I think they've got similar stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, we're tipping, like where we're tipping now, we're tipping under one of the proper national. In fact, you saw them today. You know the big ones. And we're tipping under them, and I've been told I'm outside of 10 meters. It's an optical illusion. It's not that close. I disagree personally. I've refused. I refuse to kind of go directly underneath it. The thing is, I've said this before. I've got an 8-wheel tipper with a.
Has that got a boom arm on it?
With a boom arm, which when you're tipping, it has to go directly up. So I've got a fucking electrical, like, what's it called? A lightning rod on the truck. And then I have to go underneath to go and tip it. Well, I don't like doing that because, electrics are fucking terrifying. And then the other thing is, where we're tipping, there's a bit of dirt and then just a drop of 8 foot and then more dirt. Well, if there's current running through the truck, I'm supposed to bunny hop as far away. But I'm going to take one jump and then fucking fall another 8 feet down. Well, I'm not fucking doing that. So I've said to them, no, I'm not bloody doing it. I'll tip further up. I'm not fucking tipping to there. The other ones are all right, but
this is interesting. In England,
they use helicopters.
Yeah, because no ground. I love it. When helicopters to test lines above ground, because having no ground helps a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, if you're not grounded.
I don't know, but I've seen them actually walking on the things. I've seen them there.
Yeah, but I
think they can hook onto it.
Yeah, there's like a hook thing. Unless they are on helicopters or the new one. I don't know. We saw one today, didn't we? Mountain rescue helicopter come over.
Yeah, you see quite a bit. In fairness, it's people get stuck on the fells. It's not good. Are we going to talk about your mental blocks? As we've been talking about your gaming stuff.
Oh, okay. What was it? What brought that up again? I don't know. I'm not able to do anything right now. My videos, I'm not able to create any videos. I'm not doing anything on the game. I haven't touched the game in like 2 months. I actually kind of opened up the program there a few days ago. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how you do that. I can't believe how long I spent and actually did something. I'm getting a mental.
Have you been so into it you've had ADHD burnout?
I don't know about that. I can't answer that. Yes, I can't say yes or no to that because I don't understand what that all means. But again, it's
where you get really into something for a while, and then you're like, oh fuck, I've done too much of that thing.
Maybe
you need to change it up. Like
because I was really working hard on getting the new update on the American game, so they could choose their own trailer size and truck sizes and stuff. But there's I don't know. I edit the podcast, and that's basically all the work I do. Plus, I am watching my kids full time, where it's every day now, and I could work after when when my wife gets off and then she takes over, but I kind of want to hang out with her too, you know. So I was like, I could work or I could not, and like so I just not, and you know I'm still making money regardless, you know, because I still have my residual income, you know what I mean. So it's like it's not the motivation isn't there. Like if I was getting paid on basis on constantly me working, then yeah, okay, but that's not how I get paid. You know, I get paid on by luck. You know, hopefully people will actually download my game and pay to remove the ads or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But on the videos itself, I have started something though. There is a little bit I just only because like I've discovered now that I can create an entire new YouTube channel. I don't even know how to pronounce it because it's my trucking skills in Spanish, and I can get AI to basically redo all my videos where it's been dubbed over.
That's cool.
Okay? So I have started
it
a little bit,
but it also might just be calling you an absolute wanker for the entire time. So. You know, why don't you do? You don't know what it says. You don't fucking speak Spanish. Could be saying fucking anything. But why don't you have something? Not for the ego-ness of it per se, where they can put if they click on something and then they say something nice on Facebook or on X or somewhere that's not as fascistic. Then they could get a free trucking game, and it's nice because there's some they're kind of doing advertising for you and kind of spreading the word, but it also means you'll see something nice about the game, which might give you a little bit of a bit of a boost to kind of
95% of all my comments are positive in all the thing, and it's just it's not that I don't like the nice comments. It's just if that's all I'm hearing. It's again it's the negative, the few negative ones. That's when it gets my attention. Again, I want to. It's getting the time and the energy, you know, because I've been doing a lot of AI stuff when it comes to the coding, and I want to focus on the coding. I want to focus on the other games, you know, and it's just tough. It's just tough for me to actually get my brain around it. And again, I am watching my kids full time right now, and it is I am exhausted because I did take them out of daycare because of how much it was costing, and I just found it I'd probably be better off just watching them myself instead of paying the $150 a day, you know, on daycare, you know. So but yeah, again, it's just a mental thing. I don't even know. Eventually, I'll get over it. You know, I know when the kids are in school properly, when they're fully in school, and I got nothing to do. Okay, yeah, I will do a lot of work. Like I think of a fuck ton of videos when I'm just driving around the town or whatever. I'm always coming up with stuff. You know, I'm like, I wish I could do it then. Just go straight to it and all that kind of stuff. You know. There's a million. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. I don't know. It's just I have a mental block. I call it basically I've hit a wall that I'm struggling to get over right now, and eventually I will get over this wall. You know, just right now it's just it doesn't matter what you suggest and all that. You know, it's just I think that this whole me trying to get the dubbing because it actually sounds like my voice as well. By the way, the Spanish it dubs it in my own voice. Yeah, so that's what's cool as well. You know, all I have to do is just kind of, and as well, all my what's it called? The titles and all that. I just have to copy and paste it into Gemini. Hey, do me a favor and translate that into Latin American Spanish. You know, and there we go, boom. And sometimes I'm like, hey, can you tell me what I should put for this video? So I'll copy and paste the entire transcript of the entire thing, and I'm like, hey, do me a favor, come up with a cool title and a description if you don't mind for YouTube, and pop, there you go. So it is getting easy. So but again, I think that's something what I needed, and so I might be getting I might be able to, you know, I would love to get into a truck again and make some videos there, you know, but you know, I did technically make a video last night, but it was one guy, there was a certain customer. Hey, can you do me a favor? Does this customer go to on a regular basis? Like, how would you do it? You know, so, you know, I took the image, I took everything and what he told me about. And like, yeah, this is how I would do it, blah, blah, blah. Maybe, you know, instead of, you know, just use this, blah, blah, doesn't matter. So it was kind of nice. I'm like, oh, you know, it was good to get back in again. It's just because I haven't made a video in a long time. It's easier not to make a video than make a video. Does that make sense? Yeah. But
You know, with your mental block that you got with this game, David, you ever actually thought to yourself, why not have a little bit of time out and actually contact some sponsors like Coca-Cola, Tesla? I know you've already got the RV sponsor. Why not reach out to other trucking brands in America to
that's
say,
part of
look,
the
be a
mental
part
block
of
too. At the
this?
same time, it's
Oh,
just
is it?
it's doing anything whatsoever. Some people
Merchandise?
might say like, well, yeah. I mean, right now I'm just kind of being lazy. I'm just kind of focusing on my happiness with the kids and my family. You know,
I mean,
again,
that's good because you want that time because you can't get
and
that back.
I'm glad that I'm able to do that.
You know.
I'm extremely like I think every day I'm like, fuck, I love my life. I got really lucky. Like there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I got extremely lucky that I'm able to watch my kids every day, still make money, you know, and just
That
and
is a
still
dream
work it
because I
and still
remember.
work whenever I want. I feel like that's the ultimate dream, just to be able to do whatever I want, and I want to hang out. I want to watch my kids. You know, I just found when I was doing the update in the game and all that, I was constantly going back and forth to my computer, and then they'd be doing this or whatever, and they driving me crazy, and my temper was a lot higher, and my patience was a lot was very less. Sorry, there's fruit flies everywhere around this house. Fuck off, you know. But you know, but I think that's a lot of it. Is that I'm appreciating how happy I am right now, not actually working, but
No, it's really good.
you
So
know,
I
so
remember doing my trucking. I lost a lot of my formative years with my children, like the first,
Mhm.
and this is what sort of pushed me to do what I do now. I don't do any of them hours now, nowhere near, and I'm always home. So you're
part
doing a
of the deal.
fantastic thing. Put yourself first, David, rather than the mental block. Just put you and your family first for once,
Yeah.
and say, you know what, I've done enough. I've done enough for now. I'll go back to that.
Yeah, part of the deal I made with myself and my wife that if we're going to have kids, I'm not going to be a truck driver, you know, at least full time or whatever, you know. I mean, I just can't, you know what I mean? So then we figured out, like, okay, what can we do instead? I want to work from home. I want to be able to like take the kids. If the kids are sick, I want to watch them. I don't want, you know what I mean? I want to be able to pick them up from school. You just can't do that as a truck driver. I'm like, why? Because I'm 200 miles away. You know, like, you can't
It's
just.
great for a single guy, right?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, make a lot of money. But yeah, family man, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, love it, absolutely love it. I couldn't be happier. But anyway, yeah. Also, I don't know what else. Anything else going on in your life in the last week? I know I went to California. I got to go to a baseball game, and I actually watched the whole
That's
thing.
quite cool.
It was pretty cool.
Really? Did you understand what happened?
I had my wife who knew all the rules next to me. Yeah, my wife was the one who knew all the
Have you
rules.
watched Futurama?
I have seen Futurama, but
No, I was going to say there's Blurns Bowl in it, and I'll send you a clip of it, and Leela's explaining like the rules of it, and he's like, I think I get it, and then next thing something just insane happens, like no idea what's going on.
It's like Rounders, isn't it?
yeah, very similar to Rounders.
Rounders.
Very,
remember watching
similar
Field of
in a
Dreams
way
or something.
of, you know, there's bases and you got to kick it and all that kind of stuff. But I remember playing Rounders when I was like really young. You know, like I don't quite remember. I just remember that person.
I liked
throws the ball.
Rounders because I
It's a good
didn't have
game,
to
innit?
run as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like baseball. What's his name? The famous guy. Years ago, used to be on everyone's in America, like Field of Dreams. There's a certain guy that everyone wanted his card, his little baseball card from like the 50s.
Oh, did he have a cigar in his mouth?
Yes.
Why am I not? Why is that running? Is Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth. There he is.
There
he is.
Yeah. The where we were positioned in the because this is actually my second baseball game. My first baseball game, I didn't have a clue what was happening. I was so far away, and I was like, yeah, this isn't. Yeah, fuck this. You know what I mean? So I was preparing this game to be the exact same, but we were actually in a position where I could actually see and hear the hits, the throws, and all that kind of thing. So I was like, I was watching him practice, and the one guy he threw the ball to the catcher, the pitcher, the guy who normally throws the ball to the guy with the bat. He was practicing his throws, and I saw it and like heard I was like, fuck, Jesus, that was fast. And of course,
I was going to say, does it look as fast as it? They say it is like over 100 mile an hour or whatever on that.
It's really fast. It's like, oh my! I was like, how did they do that? Like, I tried catching it in slow motion, and he's got this weird little, you know, he's like all flexible. It just feels like they're like, how did they do that? Like, I can throw that fast. If I, you know, if you ever had see those guys with they're playing fetch with a dog. They got this little kind of a wand and then they stick, and like that's basically what their arm is doing. You know what I mean? Like how far they can throw it to is fucking insane.
It's the accuracy as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I remember watching
it's the accuracy of getting it where they want it
in my home village, and I remember not having a fucking clue what was going on.
Yeah,
and everyone was wearing white, Who was on what team? Fuck knows. Who knows? And then occasionally everyone would politely clap. And I was like, oh, something good just happened. Don't know what it is, but it must be good because people are clapping very politely.
What you're
cricket.
describing? Is that cricket you're on about?
Yeah.
Oh, I got no idea. Something to do with the wicket. I
Yeah.
don't know. No idea. My
Anyway.
sport was football and basketball. You know, we all know that.
That's
I
me right there
fucking
as
hate
well.
all sports.
I know. Yeah, you're
All
basketball.
fucking sports were shit.
I play soccer.
We had to
I play
run up to
soccer now.
church.
Excuse me.
I'm playing soccer now. Twice a week.
I have no idea what you're on about there.
Yeah, you've told us
Football.
this. Is your
Thank you.
Is your brain injury still there?
You know, in Ireland, we actually call it soccer.
Do you really?
Yeah, because we have our own version of football, which is called
I'll have
Gaelic
to have a
football.
word with Roy Keane. See what he says.
Okay,
What the fuck is Gaelic football?
Gaelic football is played with
Gaelic
a,
football.
It's
Yeah.
very similar to soccer. It's very similar to soccer, but yeah, same size pitch. But there's actually poles at the soccer goal with 2 poles that go straight up. Get it between the goal. Get it between the posts. Above the goal, you get 1 point. Get it into the net. You know your soccer goal, and you get 3 points. It's like 15 players aside. You can actually
That's
pick up
really
the
good.
ball. You can't run with it like in rugby. You have to like bounce it once, or you can kind of kick it to yourself as many times as you want. I think it's called a solo kind of thing. It's kind of like just kicking it to yourself while you're sprinting. But and then you pass it. You know, it's just again, I never liked the sport personally. It wasn't my cup of tea. But that's basically it. Yeah, that's just 15 against 15. You know, on a pitch the size of a soccer pitch. Not exactly, but you know, pretty.
We
close.
have upsies and downsies here.
Upsies and downsies.
Yeah.
What's an upsie and
That's
downsy?
where. Well, so it's what I understand. You were a downy if you worked on the docks or anywhere, any of the businesses that were kind of around the docks. And if you're a coal miner or worked on the hill, you were an uppie. And
This is a sport you're talking about.
they play a game of it once a year here. There's about 100 to 200 people a side. And it goes through the whole town. And people have died. In fact, it got banned for a while because people died. Someone got like trampled, and then someone jumped into the river and died, but that might not be because of uppies and downies, but they're also trying to make it not
sake.
about that. But yeah.
Sounds a bit like a bloody ball game that they play in Spain where the ball chases all the people in the streets.
Yeah, it's basically just a big free-for-all football match.
The cheese thing. What was that one we saw the other week that was going on? Something in, is it Nottingham or Burton? Somewhere local. Might be Matlock or Derbyshire. Oh,
They're not local to me, but go on.
they all get in, but they all scrap. They've got to go to and hold on to this thing. Oh, what's it called? Oh, no. Cheese ball. No, something that's in the town. And they're all climbing up these lampposts. And honestly, there's muddles of people. I watched it on one of the YouTubers. He went there, one of the YouTube journalist guys, and he's filming it. And these people are getting battered. And you've just got to stand there. And if you're the last one holding this thing or something, it's like a ball or something. I can't remember what it is. But it's like a proper Great British tradition. It's been going on for centuries. And
Well, that's what this is like. But it's also from where, cause really, it's a shame that Chloe's not here because she would be telling me, and I would if we don't mention this, I think she'll go fucking nuts. Which is like the burning oil barrel thing, which is from where she is. And I was watching a video of that, and then someone tried to like grab the oil barrel or do something, and one of the kind of the people that protect it absolutely knocks this guy the fuck out. Just fucking punches him, and this guy just drops. And but in fairness, very dangerous. Don't do that shit. So kind of was deserved. It reminds me actually of the whenever I'm doing the grab, and then I'm kind of there is a point to this, by the way. When I'm doing the grab and I'm watching ahead of us or behind the back of the truck, so I can see someone coming. But sometimes people try to slide down the side of the truck where there's a live grab. And it reminds me of the time where that video someone recording a train and they're way too close to it, and the train conductor gets his foot and kicks the guy because he's gonna hurt to get injured. And I always think I might just kick someone in the face if they get too close.
That's aggressive. That's aggressive.
Not in a bad way, but you know.
Not in a bad way, kick a bloke in the face or a woman in the face is not in a bad way.
Well, if they're going to walk under a live grab with fucking a ton of stone that could fall out, yeah. If they're that stupid to walk past all the signs,
I'm with
and
Tom in this
slide
one.
down the side. I mean, it's either a kick to the face or possible death.
Well,
Kick to the face is probably better.
they walk the line. It's up to them, isn't it?
I've said I've.
What if they sue you for saving their life because they didn't want to be?
Oh
in
my
it?
god!
There
Isn't there a law about that though? If you're just trying to save someone's life, the Good Samaritan law, I think it's again in America.
There's some,
I've only seen it once on TV, which was The Incredibles, when Mr. Incredible tried to save that bloke, and he's like, "I did not want to be saved."
Yeah.
How dark was that though? Where a guy's trying to commit suicide in a Disney movie.
I
Or
know.
was it Disney? Is that Disney? Yeah, it is.
Pixar.
Disney, Pixar, whatever. You know, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty dark. Right away.
Straight away. That's how
I was going to say,
job,
I once had someone about to walk under a grab with a pack of bricks in it, so like 1.5 tons of bricks, and they can just drop out of the grab sometimes. And that was in Ambleside, and he got fucking screamed at. I fully screamed at him, and so I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get back behind that fucking line, you dickhead!" Or something along them lines, anyways.
I don't know why, but when you were saying that, I just had the bizarre urge to get a 9-volt battery on someone who's got the nose pierced there and just touch it, just see if it does that. I don't know why. It just comes to mind.
Where the fuck has that come from?
I don't know. It just popped in my head.
I think you were talking about hurting somebody. I was like, oh, Jam was like, I want to hurt somebody too. You know, since all right, go ahead, wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. On that note, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, how is it you got this far? But we shall see you next time. Bye-bye.
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 Thank you so much for listening. Podcast manager and editor is David. Thank you very much, sir.
You're very welcome, sir.
Yeah, I waited for you then as well. We've got Jamma, obviously, as one of the hosts. We've got myself, and we've got David again, because he likes getting mentioned multiple times.
I do.
Thank you.
I think I've earned it.
Yeah, I think you have, yeah. Massive thank you to our Patreons. We've got Arthur Job, Dildo, I'm Having an Orgasm, Jack Goodwin, John Brown, Justin Reaney, Master Bates, Me Hall, Phil Starkey, SMID, Skip Dude, Stephen Patterson, Timo, and Trucker Colin. And we've also got as well Big Mike, Gavin Williams, Neil Reeves, and Trucker Joe, and Danny Flynn, the Wanking Master. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you.
What about the goodbye? What about the website? You know, and what does it mean?
I said goodbye.
I said goodbye, sir. Is that what it is?
Yeah. A good day to you, sir.